thought for today is just a few last words about cohabitation and then your journal assignment. Um, and I think we've said a lot about it, so there's not a lot more to say about cohabitation. But the last thing that I want to say is really just what I wrote down in the lecture notes for Friday. My whole argument against it is not that you're the worst person in the world, that it's the worst thing you could possibly do, and that if you were to cohabit with your girlfriend before marriage, that there's no chance you'll have a good, holy, and happy marriage. That's not what I'm saying. My whole argument is this, is that if you want to pursue the best marriage possible, then you want to pursue every action that's going to give you the best chance at having that. Doesn't guarantee it, nothing can guarantee it, right? But you want to be doing the best that you can do. And the actions of cohabitation, the same thing with any of the sexual sins, is that the reason that the true reason the church doesn't want you to do those things is because they don't build up the virtues necessary to have a good marriage. It's not that a bunch of guys got together and said, like a bunch of priests in white robes got together and said, how can we really annoy high school, boys especially? Oh, well, we'll make a list of sexual sins they can't do, and then that'll show them. The idea is like God is your divine coach, and He's got a game plan, and that if you follow that game plan to the T, you're gonna win the game. The problem is that a lot of times we think we know more than the coach, especially when the play that he's calling kind of goes against what we would originally have thought, right? Football is probably the best analogy for this. Piano playing works as well, where there's so many parts in a football play, right? Like let's just think that you're on offense, right? And let's say that you play receiver, and the play is not specifically designed to go to you, but you're required to block. And you might not feel like blocking this play. It almost never ends up coming your way. You're supposed to run a route 10 yards, and you're going to block. And who knows? Maybe pick the play you want. But let's just say though that you decide, you know what? The play's not going to come my way. I'm the decoy anyway. What's it matter? Well, if you don't do your job right, the guy, let's say it's actually the quarterback calls an audible and it's a handoff or something like that, right? You don't do your job and block, and the running back's coming your way, and maybe you're not paying attention to the audible or something like that. All of a sudden, the play breaks down, even though you had this idea of what the play was going to happen. The coach had a different idea, right? Or piano playing, right? There's a lot of keys. There are 88 keys on a keyboard. There are right notes and there are wrong notes. And this is what C.S. Lewis says, is that all the notes are right at certain points and all the notes are wrong at other points. And the key to good piano playing is to know when to play the right notes to sound, to play the piece of music. And maybe with the exception of some forms of jazz, there really are the right notes to play at the right moment to make sure the song is played correctly. And maybe you want to improvise, or maybe you want to play a little bit differently. But think if you're in a band and you decide to go off script when you're not necessarily jamming at this point. You're supposed to be playing the song correctly. You throw off the entire song, and all of a sudden you get this dissonant sound rather than the actual, the harmony or whatever. So, cohabitation is very similar. God's got a plan for how to get you to have the best marriage possible. You don't want to go against the plan, not out of fear of punishment, not because someone told you it's a sin, you'll go to hell. The entire point is this. You want to make things from a pro argument. If you want the best chance of the best marriage, cohabitation, based on any secular study, has not been shown to help you in that. It may not, in fact, guarantee that your marriage breaks apart and fail. It may not. But it certainly doesn't help you. And so if you were going to pursue the best marriage possible, you want to do the things that will give you the best chance. Cohabitation is not that. Tomorrow we'll talk about what that thing is. I know we said that Friday, but tomorrow we'll talk about what that thing is. Okay? So, last thing, the journal assignment. It'll be 150 words. The prompt will be in the quiz, the journal assignment for this unit. And the idea is basically going to be to put yourself in the position of this discernment, right? Of maybe you're in college, maybe you're just post-college in your first job or something like that, and you having to make this decision of would you or would you not cohabit with your girlfriend before marriage? What if you were engaged? Would that change it? And just to place yourself in these situations and see, okay, where do you see the movements of your heart? And we're going to keep doing this kind of journal throughout the remainder of the course, where we're going to put ourselves in the position of some scenario and try to discern in your heart what are the spirit's movements, right? Is the good spirit working on you? Is the evil spirit working on you? Where do you find joy? Where do you find peace? And this is Ignatius's way of saying, how do you discern really what it is you're called to do? Well, you start asking the questions. Okay. So go ahead, complete that journal. No questions for today, just the journal, and I'll see you in the next one.